Hi everyone. It's been a while I showed my face, right? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you to all of you that understood why I've been away off camera. You've been hearing my voice, but facially I've been off camera. I'm getting better and well, hopefully I'll be able to show my face once in a while, pending the time I feel completely better. But for now, sometimes it might be voice over and sometimes I might show my face. Okay, so please bear with me pending the time I get my health situation sorted out. So let's dive right into the topic of the day. From the title, you already know what I want to talk about, and I don't want to waste your time. But the reason I'm making this video today is for you to learn one or two things from this particular topic. Okay, so now this particular story, I heard it sometime last year from a friend called Mr. Benga. Mr. Benga is actually from Nigeria, and I lived in Rio de Janeiro as at 2023 up until 2023 April. So I know Mr. Benga in Rio de Janeiro, and yeah, one of those days he came. We met. I don't know what for, but we met, and I realized that he was very moody. I'm like, why are you sad, or why are you moody? What's wrong, and all of that stuff. And then he said to me, something happened to someone I know, and it kind of like shook me. I'm like, what is it? Do you want to share? And he was like, yeah. And then he told me that there's this man he knows, also in Rio de Janeiro, that he buys things from the market. The man is also from Nigeria. That a man told him something that, man, he's so sad about. I'm like, okay, what is it? And then he began to narrate the story to me. He said to me that this man told him that for the past 7 years, he has not been able to see his son. Like I said before, this man is a Nigerian and he's an Igbo man. And we all know, people that know Nigeria very well, and Nigerians know this as well, that Igbo men don't joke with their male children. As a matter of fact, the male children matter to them more than the female, which is senseless if you ask me. It doesn't make any sense in my opinion. All children are children. But the Igbo people rate male children more than the female. So for this woman to keep his son away from him for 7 years, it's equal to you have silenced him. Like it's practically like you're giving him a death sentence. Yeah, him being an Igbo man that he is, and then you take away his son for 7 years. He has not seen him for 7 years, and it's almost like you've taken his life away. Now let's get right into, remember, I don't know if I've said this before, the reason I'm making this video is for you to learn one or two things here and there, and so you'll be able to apply this in your daily life. Okay, now when he told me that, I said to him, there must be a backstory, because a woman cannot just wake up one morning and decide, I want to keep your son away from you, you're not going to see your child again. Although some women can be very wicked, you might not even do anything concrete to them. They might just want to be mean to you and never let you see your child again. Some women are like that. But in most cases, it's very hard for you to just see a woman make a quick decision like that. It's a very delicate decision to make. And for a woman to really get to that level, to me, I feel there must be a backstory. And I asked Mr. Benga, what happened? What did he tell you anything happened? What did he say? He was like, yeah, that he said something actually. And that he told him that, unfortunately, the woman found naked photos of him sent to a woman, and then the naked photos of the woman back and forth to him as well. And I said to him, wow. And unfortunately, he has done it to the wrong set of person. You know why? Because in Brazil, if you don't know, I've said it in one of my videos, if you're looking for a security issue, apart from somebody stealing your phone, pointing a gun at your head, another security problem is a relationship problem in Brazil. If you're in a relationship with any one of them, you better play it right. They do not joke with relationships, whether casual, whether serious, whether marriage, whatever type of relationship, they take it seriously. They don't mess around with relationships. You cannot joke with them. You cannot mess around with them. If they are not done with you, you are in for it. So I said to Mr. Benga, I'm like, wow, a Brazilian woman sees naked photos of you sent to another woman, and then the woman to send to you, and you're still alive. Wow. Like, I was practically rejoicing for the man because I know he's very lucky. I said to Mr. Benga, Mr. Benga, do you know this man is very lucky? This Brazilian woman is the nicest Brazilian ever I have ever seen. Because in some cases, your brain will already be down. I'm not kidding. Before you even know it. He's very lucky to even say, okay, the woman prevented him from seeing his son. Okay, that's the only penalty he gave him. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But in this context now, we're talking about Brazilian men, Brazilian women, and Brazilian men. They don't joke with relationships. You don't play around with them when you're dating them. You don't treat them bad. You don't. Anyway, before I really go into that, narration properly, I'd like to go a little bit into the African Nigerian sector, or Nigerian African side of the story. I'll put it that way. Now, before you travel to any country, this is the main lesson I want you to learn. Before you travel to any country anywhere in the world, it is very important for you to put at the back of your mind that you are going there to understand who they are. Know the type of things they like and don't like. You're going there to understand their culture. You are going there to understand their legal system, things they will accept you to do in their country and things they would not accept you doing in their country. It is very vital that all these things are put into consideration before you step into somebody's country. And when you get there, it is very important for you to follow how they live their lives. Do not take your own type of mentality from your home country and come impose it on people's culture, people's lives. This is a new country. This is a new lifestyle. This is a new culture. This is a new legal system. You have to learn the new ways of life where you live. Why I say this is because we all know that in Africa, it is very hard for a man it is very hard for a woman to get justice when abused. We know in Africa, a man can get away with abuse 20 billion times over and over again, and the police will not do nothing. Now, let me narrow it down to Nigeria, where I really know so well. We know, Nigerians know, that in Nigeria, men get away with abuse. A man can beat you from morning till night, and the police will do nothing. A man can send a woman out, packing out of the house with the children, and the police will do nothing. A man can abuse you sexually, financially, physically, in every way. And the police will do nothing. Even if you go to them, they will tell you, go back to your husband's house. If you go to your parents will tell you, go back to your husband's house. So nobody's practically there to help you, to save you, to assist you. Nothing. So the men always get away with abuse. Now you bring that type of mentality into somebody's country and you think you can operate that same way in another man's land. You need to check how they the fact that an African woman or a Nigerian woman will accept what a Nigerian woman will accept from you. It doesn't mean another person in another country will take it, because their culture is different, their lifestyle is different, their way of life, everything is different. You have to learn and understand this. You need to put your own type of mentality down back home before moving, especially if it's a toxic one. Leave it at home before you move to somebody's country. Now, this man claims, so like I said, the fact that a woman in your country can accept all the baggage, because Nigeria is where you see a woman being battered, bullied, assaulted, abused, and she still remains in that marriage. She remains there, bearing children every year, cooking for the man, cleaning, doing everything. She still remains in the marriage. What would the world say if I leave? What would my mother say? What would my father say? My father wouldn't want me to be out of my marriage. What would the society say? An African woman must be married. We must be married. Not we, because me, I'm not part of them, because I don't care. Whatever happens to me, I can always survive on my own with my children. I don't. But a lot of people will die in toxic relationships in Africa. Now, let me talk about Nigeria. They would die in that relationship based on many factors. I must be married. It's always like that in Nigeria. But you must not always be married. If it's toxic, get out. Now, let's now move back to the real situation. Now, this man claims that this woman doesn't want him to see the child. There are many ways, because I know in Brazil, it is absolutely not possible for the judge to say, oh, no matter what the man has done to you, a judge in Brazil can never say that you should not see your child. The highest the judge can do, no matter what the man has done to you, whether he beat you every day, whether he whatever, as long as you are not toxic with the child, a judge will give a sentence that says the woman takes sole responsibility of the child, like have full custody of the child, but the man has visitation rights. The man has visitation rights. No judge in Brazil will ever take away a child from the father. So let's just assume they went to the court. He must have been given a sentence that says you can visit your child, but full responsibility, full custody is for the woman. Why? Because naturally, women are the nurturing one. You can't even give full custody to a man. That's the reasoning here in Brazil. Even if you share it 50-50, the fact remains that a child will continue to remain in the hands of a mother 24/7. Even if you're living together as husband and wife, children still remains almost 24 hours of their life with the mothers. So that's the point at which the judge will say, I give full custody to the mother. Not because the woman is the one doing the right thing. No. They just give full custody to the mother based on the fact that children are always with their mothers anyway. Then you have visitation rights. Now, my question is, when all this happened, why didn't this man fight this fight? Because in Brazil, you can fight it. In Brazil, it is free. You have free legal system here. If you want to pay for a private lawyer, private whatever, you can. But you can also have free, what is it called now? Free legal help. Free legal help. Free, where your case will be taken up. If the woman refuses to let you see your child, you can take it to the court. It takes time, but no matter how long, if you really love your child, you will fight for that child. No matter how long it takes. Brazil's legal system is very slow and very annoying. But if I am a man, you cannot do that to me. As long as you did not choke yourself by yourself to get pregnant, you will not try it with me. I'm talking about me now as a woman now, my male version. Nobody can take away my child from me. Nobody. You tell me I will not see my child. Why? Why? If I'm not abusive with the child, why should you prevent me from seeing my child? Now, if I've done anything personally to you, take me to court. But don't stop me from seeing my child. I personally, as a woman, I can never prevent a child from knowing the father. Why? I know sometimes men can be very, very bad. They can really treat some women bad to a point where she doesn't even want to smell anything about them. She doesn't want to hear the voice of the man. She doesn't even want to see him. Yes, I understand. But if you think about if you think about your child, you will know that it is important to create a small room for this child to know, okay, that's your father. Even if it's just to see him by camera or just to know where the father is, okay, that's my father, identify the father and be able to say this is where my father is. It's very important for any child. Very important. Imagine your child in school and the other children are saying, my father bought this for me. My father took us to the da. My father took me to the this. My father took, and then your child is by the corner asking herself or himself, who is a father? What is a father? Now, she doesn't even know the definition of a father before she starts, not to talk of asking herself, where is my father? So, to me, I feel no matter what a man has done to you, punish him, do whatever you want to do, take him to court, but create that small space for your child to know the father. It is very important. In my opinion, I can never take it, not for the sake of the man even, for the sake of the child. I can never stop. Let's assume I'm in a critical condition, I'm in that situation. I can never stop my child from, okay, that is your dad. Even if it's a tiny room, I will create it, no matter how hurt I am. Anyway, having said that, I'm asking, why didn't he fight? He said he has not seen his child for 7 years. The problem is most people will not educate themselves to know what is going on in the country they live in. Now, it is free to have legal help in Brazil. Free. You don't need to pay. It takes time, but at least you have a legal system that is free that you can still use. Why didn't he fight it? Because if he had taken it to the court, they would have given a judgment to say that woman must allow him to see the child. That child cannot even be taken out of Brazil without the consent of the man. And that man cannot take that child out of Brazil without the consent of the woman. So why didn't you fight it? That is where I fault the man. So what I'm trying to say in essence in this video is, before you go into anybody's country, please try, as you're entering into somebody's country, your primary goal is to understand how they operate, how their mindset works, how they reason, what they accept and don't accept, what they can tolerate and not tolerate. What happens if I divorce? How their legal system, operates. Is it different from the one in your country? Is it similar? All these things you have to learn. Do not carry your toxic mentality from your country into somebody else's country, because what people in your country can take, people in another country might not be able to take it. This is all I have to say today. I hope this video teaches you one or two things. I'm still struggling to understand why this man did not fight. Why this man did not fight in the court for this child. How can somebody take away a whole child, a whole generation away from you for 7 years? Now, this year it's going to be 8 years, and you're sitting down there sad, and you're telling me you're sad somebody did not let you see your child. In Brazil, I will repeat myself, they don't joke with relationships. Don't mess with them. If you want to date them for the right reasons. If they love you, love them back. If you know you don't want to have anything to do with them, if they're giving you problems, vanish from that place, because anything can turn toxic. There are many examples that have happened last year, last 2 years, even this week, last week. There is the case of that just happened last week. The woman was in the salon, and then the man came in and finished her off because she left him here in Brazil. There is another case where the woman wasted the man because he was cheating or he left him. There's another case in America, a Brazilian woman working as a nanny. I'm going to show the photos here, maybe you can see. Working as a nanny in America, and then started sleeping with the American man. And then because of that, she created an account, befriended a man online, acting like it's a boss's wife, and then set a meeting for the man to come to the house. The man came thinking he's coming to meet a woman. All the persona he used was the wife, her boss's wife's persona, picture, everything, mannerisms. And then when the man came, she shot the man and shot the woman, so that it looks like it's the man she met on the internet that killed her, so that he can fully have her boss. And then immediately she moved in. Now she's in jail in America. She's a Brazilian woman. It's like that for them. If they take your relationship serious, they take it serious. They don't joke. Now, from the news of the one that happened 2 weeks ago, the man said another woman down. If you look at that screen, if you can read the Portuguese, if you can read the Portuguese language there, it says one woman down. This happens every 6 hours every day. Like, people can go down for relationship sex every 6 hours every day. So it's not a joke here, whether man, whether woman. A man can do it to a man, a woman can do it to a woman over here. So you need to learn, they don't take rubbish. Everything an African woman can take, the battering, the abuse, the verbal, the physical, all those things, Brazilian women and men cannot take it. So do not bring that same mentality over here and think you can operate their lives like that. Don't impose your type of culture into their lives. If your brains does not go down, then it must be God saving your life. Anyway, that is it from me today. If you have any type of comments, questions, put it down in the comment section below. I hope this has taught you one or two things. Always remember to adapt to people's culture, learn about people, their behavior patterns, legal system. Just be aware of everything in the new country you find yourself. It is very vital, so you'll be able to, you know how to navigate your life through that new country you find yourself in. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Have an amazing day. Bye.